Hey guys, Mike G here, and welcome back to another discussion. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have another discussion. Now I'm actually replying to the people in the comments below. I mean, I replied, but I want to get in depth with this discussion. You know what it is in the title? Basically what happened during this Godzilla 2018 discussion, and which, by the way, thank you guys so much, and you know who you are. Thank you for replying in the comments, because it makes me feel as if it is worth making, and I love it when people put comments. It just, it makes me keep going. It keeps me going, you know. So, also, one of the guys that did a discussion in the comments below, you know who you are. I can't say your name because I don't remember your name. I don't write names down. I'm sorry, I'm lazy. So, yeah. Yeah, Gamera 2015, this is a concern that everybody had during the 2018 discussion. I mentioned about Gamera and how it probably wouldn't work here in America and jazz like that. But here's the thing. We don't know if it's in America, so let's talk about if there was a big news if this was in Japan. So awesome, you know, like, if it's going to be in Japan, that is so cool, because that's where Gamera is more popular, you know, that's where he's going to do his best, and where people are going to take him more seriously, and have fun with it, you know, and I hope they start a new series with a darker series, you know, maybe kind of referencing the High Side series again, maybe a sequel, I don't know, but really awesome, so, yeah. But that's where Gamera has his thing. But at the same time, it's like, how are they doing a Gamera movie in Sunimation? If it is, because, if it's in CGI, I don't know. Yeah. But if it's in Sunimation, I just don't think it'll work in CGI. But they are the best for suits, okay? That's where it needs to be. And if it's in suits, I hope I see an awesome new design, unlike Gamera the Brave. I hope we see a new monster, maybe a new awesome monster, you know, something a little bit better than the one from the Brave. I mean, he was cool, but I'd rather see something a little bit more intimidating, like Legion or Iris. Maybe you can bring back a Showa Gamera monster. That would be pretty interesting. So yeah, I mean, hey, I'm excited. It'd be awesome. The Gamera trilogy, that is like the best High Side trilogy for kaijus in general, for a trilogy I've ever seen in my life. Nothing has toppled it. I mean, love that trilogy. And I have actually shown some of my friends that trilogy, and they loved it. Now, that's where you have your argument that, hey, they liked it, so it can work. Yeah, but here's the thing. Here we go. So, I'm going to mention Godzilla, of course. When it comes to Gamera, nobody knows who he is. Nobody. The only reason people know who Godzilla is because, one, he's had more famous things happen. You know, people know him for flying and having the cheesiness. You may say, well, Gamera's done, like, frickin' Olympic things, like, do his, whoa, woo, woo, you know. But, I don't know, for some reason, Godzilla's just more known. And plus, he was before Gamera. He's been around longer. People know him better. He's actually more iconic looking. You know, the spikes. And you may say, well, he's a lizard. You know, and Gamera's a turtle. People should know Gamera because he's a turtle. No. Godzilla, yeah, he's a lizard, but he's completely different looking than a lizard. When people see the look of Godzilla, you know, just do this. Draw a lizard with a tail, with some big thunder thighs, or whatever you want to call them. There you go. You have Godzilla. People know that. Now, when you draw a standing up turtle, a turtle on two legs, nobody's going to know what that is. Okay, nobody knows who Gamera is. He's not iconic enough. Godzilla is the most iconic roar, the most iconic look. People know who he is. He can actually be taken more seriously just because of his origin and what he is. And Gamera, on the other hand, how are you going to convince people? This is a big thing. How are you going to convince people, you know, to go watch a movie about a giant turtle? that flies. And if they keep the flying, that's another big thing. How are you going to convince people to see and to make it realistic enough to give a reason why this turtle flies? The only thing I can think of is him being an alien. Maybe they can make a reference to Pacific Rim. Maybe Gamera is from the portal from Pacific Rim. Maybe one of the portals opened back up. Maybe there was something wrong with it, and Gamera came out. And maybe there was another one where maybe a bunch of Gaios, which are aliens, or maybe Iris or Legion came out. Maybe they could bring back one of those monsters from the holes. But, you know, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of, because that's another thing. Pushing the boundaries of his origin. You can't reference the nuclear thing. That's a ripoff of Godzilla. You have to push a different origin. You know, I don't believe the Heisei series gave him an origin. Am I right? I don't know. So, you know, yeah. I gotta say, that's the only thing, is pushing his origin, convincing people. How are you gonna convince people about a giant turtle? You know, I don't know how that's gonna work. And guys, I could be completely wrong. Gamera could be awesome in America, and I could just be, you know. But my expectations are just low. Okay, I'm not saying this is gonna suck. I just have really low expectations, and I'm wondering how this is gonna work. Because if they're gonna keep that flying, all that, you know, I don't know how that's gonna work. And if you get rid of the flying, it's gonna be a lot like a Godzilla movie. Just now you have a turtle. And I don't think people are going to take a turtle very seriously. Even if you give him the most interesting and most unique design, they're going to see him as a turtle. But the strength for Gamera. When I showed my friends the Heisei series, they ignored the fact that he was a turtle. They completely forgot about it. I think that's where Gamera has his strength. And I think it's going to work for this American movie, you know, even though he's a turtle. They did laugh at first, but they just kind of watched the movie and they were like, man, this actually, I gotta say, Mike, this isn't bad for a kaiju movie. This is actually really awesome. And after the first one, they were like, okay, second one. They loved it. Third one, the last one, and they were like, it's awesome, you know. And I believe one of my friends got the trilogy, and he's not even a kaiju fan, so that says something. And that's really cool, you know. I like that. I like the fact that people actually liked him. So, that my friends liked him, and that just shows me that Gamera can, you know, his strength is people ignoring the fact that he's a turtle and that they'll forget about it and just see him as a kaiju. And I think as a kaiju, he can work well. It's just convincing people, pushing his origins, and all that jazz, and, yeah, I'm really also the story. I'm really interested in what's going to be in this story, too. How are you going to make a good story around him? I kind of hope they don't do the same thing with Godzilla 2014. As much as I liked it, I felt like Godzilla was a side thing. And I have a feeling they're going to probably do the same thing with Gamera, because Godzilla, I have to say, Godzilla has probably been the most successful kaiju movie in many years. Just because of the fact that, you know, the human story was so interesting. But they didn't develop enough Godzilla. That was where a flaw was. And I kind of hope that they don't do that with Gamera. And I really, I don't know how that's going to work. So, another thing is, are we going to see a new monster? Are we going to see Gaios? You know, maybe... Gaios is like the King Ghidorah of Godzilla. I believe. That's what it seems like to me. So, are they going to reference the Heisei series to where, you know, Gamera is trying to kill Gaios? But then again, people are going to say, wow, that's a lot like how Godzilla is restoring balance and he's hunting Mutos and he's doing his thing, you know, and so they need to twist it once again, because Godzilla already is kind of doing the same thing as Gamera did. And I feel like the Godzilla movie, honestly, it kind of ripped off the Gamera trilogy. I'm just saying, you know, if you kind of compare those movies, even though they're completely different things, there's some, you know, similarities. The fact that not Godzilla, Gamera, is hunting, you know, trying to kill the Gaios and killing these monsters, and that's what he's made to do. He doesn't care about the humans and all that jazz, and yeah, they betrayed him as a hero, of course, but the same thing with Godzilla. He was hunting Mutos, he was a balancer. They called Gamera the Guardian of the Galaxy and stuff like that, and or Guardian of the Universe. Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry. So, yeah, you're going to have to change Gamera completely with the story and everything. Of course, reference the Heisei series, but you're going to have to completely change Gamera now. You're going to have to give him a reason to do something without ripping off this new Godzilla. You know, so I don't know how that's going to work. So, yeah. Alright guys, so that was this discussion. I believe this is my shortest discussion. Yeah, this is probably my shortest one. Yeah, I believe this is my shortest discussion. So, yeah, so that's it. Put your thoughts below. Are you excited for Gamera 2015? Do you have your concerns about it? How do you feel about it being in America? Would you rather have it in Japan than America, or would you rather have it in America than Japan? Would you like to see a new monster? Just all that stuff that I mentioned. Do you think, and I guess I ought to ask this, do you think there'll be a Pacific Rim crossover? Because I really think Gamera is actually going to be involved with Pacific Rim, because I don't know why. Just because of the enemies that he has. Or is Gamera... Okay, now think of this. Wouldn't this be really interesting? The fact that the events after Godzilla, there was another monster named Gamera as a balancer. Okay, no, that's a bad idea. No, okay. So, whatever. Just ignore what I just said right there. Yeah, so up next, what we will be talking about very soon, because I gotta think about it, obviously, is the new King Kong movie that is coming out in 2016. So yeah, that'll be very interesting to talk about. So, Mike G off your screen. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. See you guys soon.